All right, folks, we got the $30 million man, Mr. Alvin Poe, right here. He had a Lambo. He had all the watches in the world. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but he decided to let it all go for a pair of shoes and a life of minimalism. Why exactly? And what did you discover you weren't getting with all the fancy stuff?
Well, man, it's such a long story. So when I first started like buying stuff, it was because I grew up from a pretty poor family, right? And as a kid, I remember going to school and like I would see my classmates having all the kinds of stuff, like a place. I don't know, like the Game Gear. I think it was a
PSP, PlayStation,
a Game Boy, stuff like that, right? And I wouldn't have those things, and I'll be like, borrowing it from my friends and all that. So it seemed really cool. So when I grew up, like one of the things that I thought would make me happy is to buy stuff like that, like buy the cool stuff, buy the stuff that people seem to like, which were watches and cars. And for me, I guess, there are people who love it. And for me, it doesn't come from a place of love. It comes from a place of like desire and wanting. And because of that, when I kept buying stuff, it only lasted, that happiness only lasted a very fleeting moment. And after you get it, you start looking for the next thing to get. If I get a watch, maybe I'll just get a new watch strap, or I'll just get a brand new watch altogether. Same thing with the car as well. I start thinking about changing colors, or maybe buying new wheels, or even buying a new car. So that whole cycle was starting to wear me out. And one day I just woke up, and as in I got up, I just thought to myself that, man, this isn't very sustainable. It's not very, it doesn't really give me a lot of happiness. In fact, it gave me a lot more stress because I had to like worry about maintenance and research and all kinds of stuff like that. So when I realized that, I decided, I should sell everything, because it didn't really gel with like who I was or what made me happy. So I wanted to start with a clean slate. And when I did that, I realized, oh shit, it's actually very freeing. It's very liberating, and it sets the mind onto the right things now.
Wow. And what's your lifestyle like now? So is it like you went for 8 cars to 1 car, 200 watches to 1 watch, or like just let it go?
Let it go, man. I don't have a car. I have 4 T-shirts. I have these. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a black T-shirt that I normally wear.
Yeah.
I have a few more shirts that I'm trying to wear out. I don't want to donate and give them away because they're still good. So I'm trying to wear them out. But once they are worn out, I'll get rid of them. And hopefully my wardrobe just becomes one kind of T-shirt. Like I have like maybe 4 of those, but it will just be one kind. And then it makes it super easy to buy. I just go and buy the same size, same color, and I don't even need to shop. So that's awesome. Same thing with my shoes as well. I have 1 pair of flip-flops, 1 pair of shoes, and I use the shoes for everything. Like when I go out, when I go for meetings, when I go to the gym, that's the same pair of shoe that I use all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I find that this gels with me a lot more. It's more congruent. It's more relatable. So yeah.
Yeah. My final thought is, how has minimalism helped you feel? Just like just in general.
Definitely a lot more free. Like I start focusing on the right things now. And I try to not get stuff in my life, because it's very easy to say, oh, that looks like a cool thing, or that's going to improve my life. But when you think about it, it doesn't really. So everything that I own, you can call me a minimalist or you can call me an essentialist. I don't really look at the absolute lowest number of items in my life. I look at the stuff that I use, and I'm very intentional and deliberate on them. I make sure that I really have utility for that item. Recently I just bought a home gym. That's like in a minimalist kind of way. That's kind of sick. But for me, I think that's essential because that's something that I use every single day. And I think that makes it okay. That's fine. In the past, I used to buy lots of stuff and I'll just keep them in my wardrobe. I'll never see them after buying them. And that's what not what I want anymore. So yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Alvin.
Yeah.